8. Kid, why didn't you listen to me?
In the Persian Empire, you needed to present a token, let's just say a gift, for safe passage to Bactria. 3/4 of which were dug up in the 1880s by Indian merchants who were digging along the Oxus River. Then the British captain, Francis C. Burton, hears about it, donates it to the British Museum.
Who Karush then buys?
There's still one piece missing.
The king's bracelet. Yeah, it's gotta be there. I just don't know why you even care.
It's not at the river. It's in Bactria.
But I thought, with you and your brother's track record, I could expect a little bit more from you.
Your failure has cost you your family, Mr. Drake.
Word of advice, Karush?
Don't miss this time.
I started the stream without the microphone on again. Ooh, that's 2 weeks in a row. So 2 strikes for me, 1 more, and I'm out of the game. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. It's been a wild week. We hit 500 subs. Thank you so much to the incredible people, not only in the audience, but the content creators that have either shouted us out on a live stream or a video, or just shared the channel on social media. It's an incredible community here. You guys have heard me talk about being involved in punk rock early on in my life. I always assumed that punk rock was like a really supportive, great place, but when it comes to entertainment, people can be competitive. And man, I tell you what, in the world of music, it's pretty cutthroat, and it's tough to get people that are actually sweet and supportive and feel like there's enough of the pie for everyone to share. I think I've found that here on YouTube, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. So, enthused to be on this journey. And when the channel started back in July last year, I had big aspirations and everything, but you guys have made it so much more than what I could have even imagined. So thank you so much for everything. I know 500 is a relatively low number, but you take those little wins and you stack them up, right? So we talk about that on the channel as well. I just want to welcome everyone into the chat and see how many people caught that my mic was muted for a few seconds there. Yeah, Tyler's like right on it. Tyler's like, audio, mute the mic, turn the mic on. Next time, Tyler, I'm just going to fly you out and you can be my AV guy. How about that? Koi says, never hike alone is as far as I go usually, or it's me, Billy. Oh, as far as fan-made stuff. Well, I mean, that's the thing, Koi, is I talk about it on the channel too, like we're in a new era of fan filmmaking. So, not just the horror stuff, but also what you're about to see here. Unless you've already watched the Oxus Redemption, you're going to see that when people have passion and experience, and then they go out and make a film and they take it seriously, then incredible things can be created from that. And yeah, I mean, clearly it's, I think Never Hike Alone kind of kicked off the whole thing for sure. But yeah, we've seen it with Dylan's New Nightmare. It's Me, Billy, of course. And we're going to talk about not only Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption, and we're going to watch the film, of course, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what Lux Media is doing right now, because they've got a really cool project in the works that if you don't already know about it, you're going to be so pumped when you hear what they're doing. So I just want to catch up with everyone here. We've got Tyler, we've got Koi in the chat. Happy Sanjo. Good to see you, Koi. Hope everything is going well with you and yours, sir. Can't wait to hang out with you again. Maybe it'll even be before H50. Maybe we can get a hang, especially if you're out there in that area. I'm not too far away. We've got the man, Cosplay Chris Stanley in the chat. Chris, I'm going to take a moment to gush here, and I don't blow smoke just for the sake of it. You guys know that. What you get here on the channel is relatively unfiltered. Chris is one of the most supportive people out there in this community, and it's really amazing because not only is he so supportive, but when that support comes from somebody that's so incredibly talented, has put in the work and made the connections, and you see him on social media. I even saw somebody comment the other day, like, hey, you better really appreciate the fact that you can go see movies during the day. I wish I could do that kind of thing. And he immediately put in there that he never takes it for granted. And you can 100% tell that when you watch Chris's videos. And not only that, but, when you see Chris as, the cosplay stuff is great, but you're going to catch him in this film as Nathan Drake, and he takes his performances seriously. And so, when I am out there saying this guy needs opportunities, I truly mean it, that the opportunity just to show up and try out for something, because the passion is there, the skill is there. The guy's got the look, so, okay, maybe I can close it on the gushing with Chris, but it's really cool. You see guys like Vincent DeSanti and guys like Chris that are, again, really supportive of others, and it's not the me kind of thing. So it's really refreshing to see that, especially, in entertainment. Absolutely. And I'm excited to show the film off to you guys and talk a little bit more about what Lux Media has cooking up. So let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Don't want to miss anything. Tyler says he's got me as far as the audio. Yeah, of course. You did. Yeah, you got me there, Tyler. So let's jump in here. I imagine everything is sounding good at this point. I usually have my lady here helping me out with everything. So Lux Media, if you guys didn't catch it earlier this year, I was fortunate enough to put together an interview with Daniello and Sarah, and Chris as well. So we chatted about the Uncharted film, and we chatted about their next project. I've put that link in the description below if you guys want to check out that interview. You're more than welcome to do that as well. And I also put links for their social media sites, all that kind of good stuff, and the film too. I urge you guys, if you have not watched Uncharted: The Oxus Redemption without me blah blah blahing, to go over to their YouTube page, give the movie a view, and hit that like button. We talk about lifting up people in the community here on the channel. Let's lift one another up, and it's those little things that really help. So yeah, let's check out a couple things really quick. I wanted to get into let's see here. Oh, I'm burying the lead there. I wanted to show you guys real quick just the IMDb for the Uncharted page. You guys can check out the full cast here and the full crew as well. And yeah, you guys saw the trailer leading into the show. This production looks incredibly legit. It's when you talk about fan films, there's like that connotation, right? But like I said, we're in a new era. And I think the budget here, maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think I saw that the budget was just something like $7,000 or something like that. And, I would imagine that maybe there's some equipment that you brought into into the production and all that kind of stuff. But still, when you consider the production value that you're about to see in this film versus how much money was actually spent on the budget, it's going to blow your mind. That's all I can really say about that particular topic there. But what I'm really excited to share with you guys here is Lux Media is working on a project called Gotham Noir. And Gotham Noir is a Batman fan film. And I may be assuming this, but it looks like it's going to be taking place somewhere in like the 1920s, maybe even a little bit before that early 1900s kind of era, which is super exciting. There have been comics that kind of set Batman in that time, but we've never seen a studio, take a risk like this. and tell a Batman story that's completely out of a modern time. So I want to share that with you guys here. Yeah, here's the IMDb page. So they're bringing back a lot of the crew, a lot of the cast. They've got some new folks coming in on the cast as well. So yeah, you guys can see some pictures here. We've got Chris and Kurosh, and let's see here, Madeline. I would imagine she must be playing Poison Ivy, but you know, maybe I'm assuming because there's no title or there's no character name here under her name. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys really quick. And of course, you can check out the Gotham Noir Instagram. If you guys haven't subbed to this Instagram yet, you're going to want to do that. Look at these gorgeous logos that they have here. These really great shots that they got of Chris in the tux as Bruce Wayne. And of course, you know, they were even able to get the Christmas tree in there because Gotham Noir is going to be a story set around Christmas time, which is another really cool thing. So it's going to be, maybe there's some sort of like spiritual kind of connection to Batman Returns, which we all know takes place during Christmas as well. So yeah, just making sure I'm not missing anything here in the chat. You guys are quiet in the chat. Where is everybody? Are they all over at All the Good Names Are Taken podcast? I'm fighting with those guys. So yeah, wanted to show off the Gotham Noir page to you guys. But other than that, we can get right into the film. I've got, I know I've been taking a break from drinking since like October. I've maybe had a handful of drinks for like holidays, things like that. Just trying to clean up the lifestyle a little bit. But I am having a little bit of whiskey tonight. I made a sale at my job, my first sale at my new job. And then the 500 subs, I just thought we could celebrate. So I've got this neat little glass that my brother Matt got for me. It's got a guitar pick in there, a Fender guitar pick. I love playing guitar, so sweet little gift from him. And this is mostly melted ice, so you know, don't worry about me too much. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the film here. Let me know in the chat, guys, how many of you all have seen the film already, or if this is going to be your first time experiencing it with me. This is like I don't know if this is like my 7th or 8th time watching the film. I was part of a review on the Horror Show channel when the film debuted. So I went over there with Cecil and those guys, put together a review with them. So I didn't do one on my own channel. But you can check out my initial thoughts over there. But yeah, watched the film a handful of times since then, and just really enjoying the experience more and more every time. So yeah, let's get into this. What's happening, Sarah? Great to see you in the chat, miss. Batman Returns. Yeah, I think that I totally understand why that's a favorite for you, Tyler. I think it's so tough to pick between the first two Tim Burton Batman movies, right? I mean, it's really, really tough. That first one made me want to be an actor. Like Jack Nicholson's performance in that film as a little boy growing up in Alaska, like I wrote him a letter. I was like completely into it. When that film came out on VHS, I wore that fucker out every day after school. But yeah, Batman Returns, maybe like a little bit of a better Bruce dive. And I love those movies that kind of like the Batman films that dive a little bit more into Bruce. I think that's, you know, unfortunately, other than like Batman Begins, I think out of the Nolan trilogy, that's something that's kind of missed. You know, The Dark Knight is great, but The Dark Knight is like a Joker film more than it's a Batman or Bruce Wayne film. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's an amazing film. But yeah, Batman Returns, Danny DeVito is electric as the Penguin. And Michelle Pfeiffer, man, that Catwoman, how do you outdo her as Catwoman? I don't think you can. But we'll see. We'll see. It's yet to be all written because Zoe Kravitz was really good in The Batman. I thought The Batman was damn good and probably the closest we've gotten to like a true detective story with Batman. But maybe, just maybe, Gotham Noir can outdo the detective part. I've got a feeling that the detective work is going to be a big part since technology is going to be somewhat limited. Now, I would imagine that Bruce Wayne, even in the teens and 20s, would have some really cool tech that no one else has. But still, there must be some sort of limitations. Yeah, there you go. Lux Media confirming in the chat. So yeah, let's scoot on over to the film. I'm going to get my headphones on here, and we can get things rolling. So yeah, Tyler, as we go along here in the film, you know, let us know in the chat the shots that you worked on. I love that kind of behind the scenes thing of, you know, just knowing what people specifically worked on, which magic tricks just, you know, slip right past you, and which magic tricks can kind of be, you know, not like obvious per se, but something that's like, oh, we want to know a little bit more about that. So please jump in there and share that with us. I'm going to brighten up my screen just a little bit so I can see the film better. And oh my goodness, look at this. YouTube just refuses to not play in the background in XSplit, doesn't it? Look at this. This is absurd, you guys. And now it's on Never Hike Alone too. So what are we doing here?
So yeah.
Oh my goodness, we've got a total malfunction. Technical difficulties, folks. Davey Deathray is going to talk you through this one. Don't you worry about it. This is exactly why you get into entertainment, right? Because you want to be able to deal with fun little mishaps like this while you're live, you know? It's gives you a taste of what I'm asking for, I guess. There we go. We got the fan film. We got it all copied. Let's go over here. Let's get these guys off of there. Love them, guys, but I love you guys, but it's not about you tonight. It is about Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption.
Mr. Drake.
And which still just wants to play halfway through the movie. Oh my goodness, you guys. And of course this would happen when I've got, you know, Chris and Daniello and Sarah in the chat. Why wouldn't it happen, you know? Let's get that locked in here and let's take it rewind. All right. Whew, let's just act like that didn't happen. All right, everyone. Here we go. Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption. So established 88, that must be Chris's production, right? I'm guessing you were born in 88, Chris? Cheers, y'all.
Kill this guy. Kill this guy and his fucking brother. Nobody's gonna kill me. Or one of these days, he's gonna get me.
Yeah, this will be cool to watch this with you guys. Yeah, let me know when the last time you all watched it, because I know when you're going through post, it's I mean, gosh, I know what it's like working on music in post. It's like you can't even tell if things sound good when you're like mixing and mixing and mixing. So I'd imagine when you're in it, it's tough to tell what works and what doesn't, right? You just kind of have to take that leap from the lion's head, right?
The quicker this is all over. Understand?
Love the lighting here.
You mean you weren't trying?
Smart ass.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Seriously.
Oh, you didn't make it past the white belt in karate.
Is that Donnie Wahlberg? I'm joking.
Reagan, Samuel is our guest. You should treat him with some respect. my culture, hospitality is something we pride ourselves on. So let's lead by example, shall we? Fresh nougat?
I love Kurosha's intro here. Picking up like big time Bond villain vibes. Like that offering of gift, like trying to be good cop even though you're like the worst guy in the story. I love that. Kind of little Goldfinger kind of vibes, which is one of my favorite Bond films for sure. I love that.
I'm not a man that asks twice, Samuel.
How am I meant to tell you?
Yeah, Sarah, that audio,
Know what
I
you're
mean,
talking about.
don't get me wrong, visuals are so important in film, but I think audio might be more important as far as like really selling it and bringing that high level of production value. I mean, like, there's just something about music and sound that's so ingrained in our DNA that I think it's arguably more important, oddly enough, in a visual medium. It's wild. But yeah, great job with the sound and the music.
Unless you don't know where it is either.
Yeah, Daniello, it seems like Kurosh, he must have brought some of that, you know, that Persian culture that's part of his character, but it's also part of, you know, him as, you know, a real just regular guy. So it's really cool to kind of see how you guys, you know, let your performers be a part of that creative process as well and bring something to the table for the character to make it, you know, more real for them.
I don't know. Are we done here, Nathan? Or shall I call you Nathan Morgan? For that was your birth name, correct?
Love the jittery,
Sure, Mr.
I mean, all the little subtle things with the acting, right? I think it's easy to lose sight of that when you're watching a fan film, is the attention to detail from the performers. A lot of people can act naturally in life, but when you get in front of a camera, it's a little tougher, right?
They claim to is stolen. Wasn't this lost in the sands?
Who's saying it's real?
You're nothing but a useless thief.
Oh,
No, eyes off here, Samuel.
there's that first person shot I think we talked about in the interview there.
Thief like his brother. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna be taking him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Stanley.
Sammy, you okay?
I'm good, little brother. This place is great. Just like Fiji. Shit. Just make it quick.
Yeah, and Chris's chops here, I was impressed because this was the first time I saw him act, you know. But clearly a student of the craft and somebody who cares about it and practices. Like, you can absolutely see the work. That face right there. There you go. But don't put down the gun. Hey, Allie, what's happening? Welcome. I'm so happy you joined us. I know Blake and Ronnie are doing their thing. Those guys are great at All the Good Names Are Taken podcast. Love what those guys do, but sometimes the schedules are gonna overlap.
Great! Stay out of Persia!
Damn. Yeah, and right here, I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was like, man, these little things, you know, people think of them as little things like a credit sequence, right? For a fan film, for a credit sequence to like look like this, I'm asking myself, is this all CG? Is this effects? Are they literally getting a camera close to a big model? And then of course the music is just, I mean, so grandiose and just sells every bit of it. Oh, this is all Tyler. Man, Tyler looks so good, dude. it looks like a physical object that the camera's moving through. And hey, speaking of Batman, there's a little parallel here between the first Tim Burton Batman, you know, where the camera's kind of moving through the bat signal. Very, you know, it's reminiscent of that. I'm only thinking of that right at this second because of what we talked about earlier. Daniello Barcelli. Executive producer. Who's Chris Stanley? His name's all over this. And Sarah Leiker. You guys just knocked it out of the park with this one. Chris's idea to do the Batman logo kind of thing. Yeah, it's good shit. Good shit.
Last of Us.
It's like me playing a new video game because I still just play like NES and Genesis. This is another tough thing, I think, acting alone. Like, I think about like Bruce Campbell in Evil Dead 2. He spends about half of that movie completely alone, and how tough that can be.
How did she make this thing?
And Chris, with his American accent, I mean, let's just take a moment to appreciate how difficult that can be. I can't say like one sentence in an Australian accent or any other accent, really. It's getting too real.
Oh no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know. See me, I know this way. You'll be okay, baby. Stay with me. I'll pick you up. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah.
1 a.m. shooting after shooting, yeah. Yeah, you know, sometimes like putting an actor through that, I listened to the commentary for the 2013 Evil Dead film, and Fede Alvarez was really big on putting Jane Levy through it, you know, and making sure that, like, you know, she had a tough time sleeping during the whole shoot, and probably just because of how heavy the material was and her character. But certain scenes, I think hopefully you guys have seen that 2013 Evil Dead. If you haven't, you gotta see it. But there's like a car crash scene, and before that happened, he made her like run in circles and then jump in the car. So just like physically, like putting your actor or your performer in a position where a natural performance isn't even an option. Like they have to go with the natural performance. And I love scenes like this in movies. When Kate and I were watching this the other night, my wife Kate sat down. She had seen pieces of it while I was watching it for reviews and stuff. But I love these kinds of scenes where a character just sort of like wakes up and they're like, wait a minute. And then they dig through something and they just start like piecing together. Like, you know, they just had like a synapse fire off and it just kicked off this like chain of events in their life. I love that. It's something that maybe doesn't happen too much in real life, but I love it as like a story, something to accelerate a story and move things forward. And Chris, he's got a heavy beard here. Heavy beard Chris, huh? Looks good. You guys know what I say. If Mother Nature gifts you with the ability to grow facial hair, you grow that damn facial hair. Only shave if it comes in patchy, right? You know, if it's not coming in patchy, then like let it go, you know? give in. Yeah, Tyler, everything looks great. I mean, that's the thing when I talk to people about this picture and when I invite people to come on to the stream and watch it, you know, I really want them to see the possibilities. You know, it's relatively low budget. The production value is incredibly high. So I think that this film and other fan films can be used as an inspiration for other people that have an idea or maybe think that their idea is out of reach, that no, it's not. Like, you can do something. Like, get up and do it, you know? Like, Tyler, like you're doing with your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, you have an idea and you just go for it, you know? And yeah, Chris is, again, really just selling it with these subtle facial, you know, acting moves. It's really good shit. And I think kind of a tall order. Hey, what's happening, Antonis? Welcome to the chat, man. Have you seen Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption? Let me know in the chat. Or are you a fan of the Uncharted game series? I'd like to know just how familiar you are. That makes me want to smoke a cigar.
Sorry, Sully.
Oh, it's a meat cute.
Dear God, what's happened to you?
Sully, I'm fine.
Yeah, I can tell.
Sully, listen. I found it.
Nate, you need to let this go.
How can I? Not all of us can move on as quickly as you.
Look, what happened to Sam, I should
Save it. I don't want to hear your apologies about it.
And so, Richard Cotter, is it Richard Cotter?
Sully,
He's gonna play Alfred in Gotham Noir, so
I just need your expertise.
just imagine that.
stop.
It's a good match.
Found the last piece of the Oxus. You and Sam had it wrong from the start. Well, kind of. So, there are 180 pieces of the Oxus treasure, 3/4 of which were dug up in the 1880s by Indian merchants who were digging along the Oxus River.
Yeah. Who then tried to smuggle it through Afghanistan but get caught.
Right. Then the British captain, Francis C. Burton,
Yeah,
years
Ali,
ago,
I can kind of
buys it
see
from
that.
him, donates it to the British Museum.
Who Karush then buys.
Exactly. That's why you guys went back to the
And I even
original
think,
site near the Oxus River to retrieve most
He a little,
of the
you know, and I really don't mean this just because this is another Aussie, but a little Hugh Jackman,
he's missing.
for sure. And maybe that some of that's, you know, inspirational, like some of the facial acting.
Care.
Because it's not at the river. It's in Bactria.
But yeah, I think one of the things that makes Chris such a great cosplayer, and I think what gives him great potential as an actor, is he's kind of he could fit so many looks. You know, it's not just about being, you know, being handsome like isn't enough. It's about having a look that is malleable to multiple characters, right? So I think that's, you know, just a gift that Chris's parents gave him. We got Robert the Wolfman. Ow, ow, ow! In the chat. What's happening, Robert? Welcome, sir.
They bailed. In all the known stomping grounds of the early
Tyler, you're
Romans,
right. He's a bit of a chameleon.
Bactria, which is just north of
Afghanistan. That's pretty slick. How do you know Karush hasn't found him?
Point is, Sully. This is the closest lead I've had in months.
Why are you even looking, Nate? Why aren't you on that expedition with Elena right now? She's been worried about you.
I'm so like
sure that she's got a husband to come back.
Rewatching this, you know, it's sort of like I'm, you know, really into punk rock, and like you hear the punk rock band's first album, and then you hear that second record where it's like they take everything from the first and make it even better. And I just think about Gotham Noir with the pairing of these two, you know, with Daniello and Sarah coming back to make their second film. I just think about those leaps, you know, that are going to be taken.
Now, I know you have a map of the Oxus River. I'm going to need you to hand that over.
Maps aren't the problem, Nate. Karush is. See? There. That look in your eye. That is exactly why I will not help you. You are gonna die. Like your brother. Is that what you want?
Sully, just look at the notes.
This isn't worth it, kid. Shut up! We have been to hell and back together. Found the greatest
Really like the
lost
natural
treasures
echo
in
here.
history.
And let me know, guys, did you guys have to do anything to the audio, or is it all just natural here? To me, it sounds natural, but you never know, right?
Karush is one of the most powerful, wealthiest men in the world. He's taken over the Rafe and Talbot organizations, and he doesn't even have an army. And do you know why? Because he doesn't need one. He is the embodiment of human strength, intelligence, and sheer will. That, coupled with a few mercenaries, is all he needs to fulfill his deluded fantasy of restoring the Persian Empire to its former glory.
You don't understand what you're talking about. I will be fine. Just as long as I have your help, Sully.
Sam had my help, and now he's gone. I won't bury another Drake.
This is a really great example of
Listen to me.
every movie's got to have expositional scenes, but it's really tight here.
Why do you even want it anyway?
We've already seen Karush, but then being told a little bit about him after seeing him to understand that he is that Bond level of villain, you know? And we're, you know, it's a fan film, so they're working within about like 55 minutes here, so really fitting it all in.
Mr. Sullivan's out of the equation.
The car park. I know, we call them garages here. It's not nearly as doesn't roll off the tongue quite as much, right? You're never gonna get that cigar lit, Sully. That's it. It's done. And now we got a little something for the ladies. Watch out, Allie. If she's still in the chat. And my cheeks are rosy after like a couple sips of this watered down whiskey. You can tell I haven't been drinking. I guess it's gotta go. Boom. There it is. The Nathan Drake shirt. And another right under it. These friggin' shots here, these close-ups, man, they get me every single time. And this shot right here, yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of film. When I just see a frame that I really like, that shot right there I love. I do really love the close-ups. There's just something, they just bring an intimacy to them. Yeah, you gotta suit up, Sarah. And now is this the guy, if Chris is still in the chat, is this your guy that's a really good buddy of yours? You guys have been friends since like 3rd grade or something like that? I was trying to figure out who it was, and
That Mr. Sullivan will not be...
I've got the feeling it's this guy.
Is that right?
No. No, he won't.
What are you gonna start saying, Allie? I'm gonna start saying that. I like that better. The car park. Is that what you mean?
Frank?
Yes, boss. That's me.
Prepare the helo. We'll rendezvous with Reagan in Bactria.
Right away, sir. I'm on it.
And yeah, so Karosh, not only is the character name Karosh, but the performer's name is Karosh as well. He's gonna be Gordon in Gotham Noir. So, you know, another, I think, a great casting job. It's so cool that you guys are able to keep with your homegrown people, the people that you know, and that it fits, right? Like, it's so important that it fits. We talk about it on the channel all the time, you know, properly motivated and just making sure that, you know, things aren't shoehorned in. And it seems like you guys have, you know, a group of performers and bringing in some new performers as well that just really fit what you want to do.
Nate?
Yeah, Allie. The car park. I have my my Siri speaks in an Australian accent because I don't like the American accent. So she's like, when I ask her for directions, she's like, turn left into the car park.
Kid.
Yeah, Robert, you bring up a great point. And you know, something that I was probably going to bring up during, you know, some later scenes, but it's well worth talking about right now. I think when we did the interview with Sarah, Daniello, and Chris, if I remember correctly, guys, you said that pretty much all the shooting locations were within like a couple hours of where you live. And it really does feel like a globe-trotting Indiana Jones kind of adventure, you know, where you could almost have that shot like in Last Crusade where you're seeing like the dashes go across the map. And by the way, why haven't we seen that in... Is that like people think it's too old-fashioned? Because I think there are certain things that just never go out of style, like blue jeans and t-shirts, and we need to bring back like the map with the dashes going across it. But yeah, certainly feels like you're going all over the world. It's really cool. Another thing that adds, brings that production value. Max travel was 2.5 hours away, is what Daniello says here. That's a gift right there. It's a beautiful, beautiful area where you guys live. A beautiful country. Diverse and beautiful, yeah.
You're not my normal pizza guys. How's the shoulder, pal?
Oh, I love it.
Mr. Drake.
Chris's humor, his like Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible / Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones kind of humor. It's really great.
That's right. She's on her way home. You guys are so screwed. You're on American soil, pal. This ain't Iran.
Firstly, Mr. Drake, it's Iran, and it's bold of you to assume that I frequently visit my motherland. For decades, it has been occupied by fanatical pirates. I thought you were on top of your history, Mr. Drake. But to be fair, you aren't known for your wits.
Well, I got plenty of wit, pal.
Yeah, Robert, I would love to. One of my bucket list items is to go cage diving with the great whites. I mean, I'd love to do it in Australia. You can do it off the, I can't remember the name of the coast. It's just south of San Diego. There's a whole area where they do a big old to-do with that, and they have tons of great whites there that mate and everything. But there's just something romantic about being able to do it in Australia, right? And now I have an excuse because I kind of know a few people there.
For tropical weather.
Screen replacement on the tab.
She's been sailing with
Oh, okay.
for the past few weeks.
Gotcha. So that's a digital effect doing the tablet stuff. Okay, sweet. Sarah,
You were supposed to go.
I'm there. I just need the money.
Pity, because Crank says.
Or you're probably talking to Robert. Yeah.
Stop. Just. What do you want?
You, Nathaniel. I want you to help me find the Oxus. Help me complete my collection for my.
You're still on about that. It's lost. It's gone. Move on.
That's just why I want you to find it.
Sam couldn't even find it. He tried for months. Until you killed him.
Until he failed.
I'd fly with you anywhere, Robert.
Nathan, listen.
You have admirable skills, but you haven't been
With them. You know,
I love Quigley Down Under. That movie's so
I want to
good.
give you an opportunity to be a part of something meaningful.
I also love
I gave Sam the same deal. That
what is
I'm
it,
going
Young
to give you.
Einstein?
What are
Guilty.
you talking about? It would never work for a psychopath like you.
I regret what happened to Sam. Truly. So I would hate to pay Miss Fisher a visit. if you do not comply.
no. Please. I don't know where to start.
Well, Sully had seen his map last time I saw.
No, not Sully. Please.
You don't have it in you to do it alone, Nathaniel.
Yeah, Chris's accent is like especially on point in this scene. Tough in the emotional.
2 weeks.
You know,
One will come to Elena. That I can
you
promise.
couldn't even tell.
She will never have to know of our deal, except for the fact that you helped another man bring back some honor and integrity to their history.
And another really good plot device, right? Like, you have a small crew, small cast, right? So, you know, to have the villain put the hero in this spot where it's, you know, do something or else, this ultimatum kind of arrangement, right? And Nathan already knows how it worked out for his brother. We've got the reminder right there, sitting in front of him. And seemingly, we don't know how long this has been, right? I would imagine weeks or maybe a couple months or something like that. But, you know, it's something that still is weighing heavy. So he's like, I'm out of here. I gotta go smoke that cigar finally.
Hey, kid. Yeah, listen. It's Nate. Nate.
That shot. Both of those shots. The wide, quick cut to the close-up. And that jacket, man. That is like, you know, I know this, we're talking Uncharted here, but that is also like a Leon S. Kennedy Resident Evil 4 jacket. If you guys know, really the only games that I've really dove into outside of like NES and Genesis and Super NES, man, Resident Evil 4, holy shit. Talk about a video game that would make an incredible movie because it's all written already and it's basically like a Die Hard Save the President's Daughter kind of thing. Why have all the Resident Evil movies not been based on any of the video games? It's wild to me. Yeah. Yeah, Allie, Top Gun feel. Look at this. Allie is getting into it. Yeah, I had mentioned, you know, Kate had watched it. She had seen like bits of it. The music here, I have to stop talking. And Chris's facial acting. You know, really selling, like, I'd imagine they're just kind of sitting on a runway, but with the light going by and his, you know, the acting, it sells the whole thing. But yeah, Kate was sitting in while I was watching it the other night. She watched it along with me. And she's sitting there, like, talking to the characters, like, oh no, look out, like, getting invested. It was really cool to see that for sure.
Over there.
Love that duck shirt. I need that duck shirt.
Look at that right there.
Look, it's not Nathan Drake, but it's cool.
I mean, he doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be.
Inspo is Bane's jacket. Okay.
I want Eddie to find him. I really don't know.
Only got 2 left.
But yeah, Daniello, Sarah, if you know where I can buy that shirt,
It's not really up to us, is it?
shoot me the link. I need that shirt.
We've been at it for hours. What the fuck are you doing?
The fuck are you doing?
Pilot said heard Drake say something about a waterfall or...
Looks like it's kind of cold. Was this winter when you guys shot this? I can see a little bit of breath there.
It's hard to talk with broken teeth. So we stop him before he gets to the waterfall.
No.
Before the waterbed?
No, Crank, we stop him after he gets the Oxus.
JJ's. All right.
So stop him after the waterfall.
Who says he's in the waterfall, you idiots?
Who says he's in the waterfall, you idiot?
No, Crank, I said to get him after he gets the Oxus, which could be after the waterfall, after the waterbed,
Or a creek.
Yes, Crank, a creek is a waterbed.
Nah, Reagan. He's by a creek.
Oh, Crank.
Robert, Bebop and Rocksteady. That's a good comparison there. I like that. I love Bebop and Rocksteady.
Is boss sure about this guy? He seems as dumb as his brother.
It's not out there, man. All we got to do now is follow him. And for the love of God, will you stop eating?
These guys have a really great chemistry. I mean, how many fan films do you see where you get natural acting like that and that kind of chemistry between two side characters? Love this jump. There we go.
Quick!
I'm sucked in.
Where is he?
You lost him, man.
I lost him.
Lost him.
Oh, I lost him.
Well, find him. We haven't got time to waste.
He's silent. Nathan Drake, ninja. Yeah, get the hell out of there. There it is. Yeah, guys, I mean, just think of the possibilities when you're
Day 36.
like looking at this production value that we've got here. This is this crew's first film.
Has led us through the mountain range.
Pretty impressive shit, right?
Hopefully, the lack of signal buys us time away from Karusha's thugs. Making it past the old gun ranges, we found two cuffs that belong to the Persian Queen, or at least Sully thinks it does. Who knows? Although I gotta say, I've never seen a view like this. I wish Nate
Beautiful.
was here to see it. He'd love it.
That's I mean, come on.
Day
A
42.
drop of water falling into a
Heading
puddle.
north through the
Beautiful shot.
We have found the final remaining pieces. We're so close. I can feel it. You're so close, little brother. You're almost there.
And this must have been the spot where you guys got some of those publicity stills and the stills for like the trailer and the thumbnail for the film as well, right? Very reminiscent of that spot on the beach in California where they do like, you know, Planet of the Apes was shot there, a whole bunch of other films, really similar, you know, look there.
Screw it. North.
Love the ferns. That's a bit, you know, I think some of the terrain in Australia and Southeast Alaska where I grew up, there may be some similarities. Big, huge ferns in Southeast Alaska.
God damn it.
You know, we're kind of, if you look at the map, we're sort of like catty corner, you know, to each other. Oh, just jump. You'll be fine. This spot right here when we were watching it the other night, I told Kate, I was like, this is like every spot that you want to go hike to is like this kind of spot. And they just, you know, they have this spot right next to where they live. They're able to go shoot there, you know, scenic, beautiful, natural. And we just got a little bit of a taste of like the Chris Stanley breathing and grunting with intensity, which is something that I think he brings to his acting that's really good too. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, silence. In real life, we may remain silent kind of a lot, but as a performer, you want to like kind of let people hear your breathing and your grunting and your emotion, right? And Chris does a really good job at conveying that here. You know, it's some of those little things that maybe with feature films done by major studios, you just don't really think about because they seem so part and parcel. But when you watch something that's a fan film that has a relatively low budget, it's those little touches that bring up that production value and, like, for me, make me believe in these people as a creative team moving forward, right? I always talk about how we're in a new era of fan film with Never Hike Alone and what Womp Stomp does, with what Cecil and the team at the Horror Show channel have done with Dylan's New Nightmare, and of course Dave McRae and Bruce Dale with It's Me Billy. And now we've got Lux Media is right there in with all these guys, and they're like lifting up this new kind of way of production. It's really cool. I hope to see all of these guys work together in some capacity, whether it's helping each other out with crowdfunding or building like a network or a bigger production company that sort of funnels money to all of them, because I think that they're all very like in what they want to accomplish, and the passion and the talent and skill. I mean, look at this. Like, this is gorgeous. The music.
You haven't lost your touch, mate.
Sarah, I bet that's one thing I thought about the other night. I was like, they brought all this shit to these, like, you know, secluded locales. This is amazing. Like, what it must have been like. Yeah, that is wild. That's a good thing to bring up. Yeah, just the three of you. It's like the Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead. There were certain times on that shoot where it was just like 3 or 4 people. Can you imagine? But that's that like punk rock. I say the Evil Dead is the most punk rock film of all time because it's punk rock in approach. I just mean that mindset, right? And I like DIY, like the do-it-yourself kind of attitude. That's just one of the reasons why I believe in you guys. But like you said you're trying your hardest. I can see every bit of passion and every little bit of effort on what's captured here. And that is something that you can say all the right things as much as you want, but if you can't put it to film or, you know, put it in a way that can be fully realized in front of somebody, you know, that's a whole different step to take. And I do think you guys accomplish that. Absolutely. Yeah, Robert, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you know, I'm not the most hippy-dippy guy when it comes to a lot of things. I think, like, politically, people would probably consider me to be relatively conservative. But as far as, like, that was the moment where Kate was like, look out. As far as, like, creative stuff goes and artistic stuff, I just sort of, like, compartmentalize things a little bit differently. So when I think about creative works, I do think about people lifting each other up and helping each other out. And even if you're not doing the same genre of film, but if you have a same way of sort of approaching the process, that you should, you know, be on the same team, right? Build a network. I think would be massive.
Oh God, I pity your wife.
He's full Tom Cruise here.
Every single day.
And the white suit or the cream suit on Karosh is great.
I apologize about all this, but call it a insurance policy. Welcome to Persepolis.
What, are you serious? You're just gonna take it from him without even saying thank you? You know how hard these boys are
slap.
The slap.
I must love that one.
Mr. Drake, I would be more than happy to never see you again. No wonder your wife left.
Ouch.
Exactly,
That one hurt more than
Daniello.
the slap, I'll give you that, pal.
Yeah, Tyler, that line, the ouch, that one hurt worse than the slap. Really great delivery there by Chris. And comedy is tough. Comedy is maybe one of the toughest things because it really is about that timing and the cadence.
Know what you were expecting, Karush?
I don't understand.
I mean, in fairness, you aren't exactly known for your wit. Oh, I'm sorry, vit.
I found those by the waterfall. And the waterbed surrounding it. Told you should have done it before the waterfall. There is no way that you're starting this right now. We're busy.
Do I have to spell it out for you, Freddie Mercury? I thought you were the smartest, richest guy on the planet, and yet here I am, a washed-up thief, explaining to you how a mold works.
Again, the accent. That ain't easy. Raising your voice in another accent is tough business.
Cool, Karush.
Chris handles it like a pro.
The nomads took it as payment from the merchants from India, double-crossing with the warlords from Afghanistan, and ran. They then made jewelry out of a shitty mold formed out of stone. They then sold it to the British to get by until they got into a firefight with some people with guns, and that was that.
How dare they? The king's bracelet is an important
Didn't
part
care, Karush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to them it was a trinket that made for a nice bracelet to sell. In fact,
Top tier mustache, Ali. Yeah. Karosh's mustache is nice.
It's not even Persian.
Yeah, I love this, especially
The gift from Elena.
The king's bracelet.
that. Hey.
Go back to where you grabbed him and find it.
I really love, especially on watching this on repeat, seeing Karosh sort of, he's trying to come to terms with this, right? He has so much pride in not only his culture, but also he feels like he's going to be the one to sort of like make it complete. And he's trying to deal with the fact that, you know, for maybe 1,000 years or more, like the treasures of his culture have been completely lost. No one would know where they are. I love that.
But I guess the Drake name dies with you today.
I mean, I found what happened to it.
Yeah.
Why do you care?
No, you found nothing. Samuel found the other 44 pieces, and you're supposed to find the last one.
So kill me.
You don't fear death, do you? You just can't help yourself.
Neither do my brother.
It's the toughest thing to do, Tyler.
Me, didn't he? Get you the 45
I hear it with pro actors all the time. What's her face? The redheaded chick in Yellowstone who's really good. Beth, she plays Beth, but when she yells, you can hear that she's not American, which is totally fine. I mean, I don't mean it as a criticism. I'm just saying I notice it. Doesn't really take me out, though.
Completed the greatest collection of treasures from the Persian Empire.
I doubt they'll find it.
I have utmost faith that they will pick up where you left off.
I mean, they might get lucky, but I doubt it.
Your failure has
Yeah,
cost
Chris
you
is
your
a
family,
natural.
Mr. Drake. You know that.
I was thoroughly impressed. I had only seen the cosplay stuff and his videos and all that on YouTube. I hadn't seen any acting performances before watching this movie. But he really brings it. Yeah, Robert, you're talking about the location. It's great. It's almost like every place has these sort of like half-abandoned buildings or place up somewhere where like teenagers go to party and they spray paint the place and leave their cans everywhere. The spitting right there, that's beautiful. Yeah, let's go. A little Bond fight here. And that ringing sound, that sort of like knockout punch kind of sound to put you right there. It's great. Little fuzzy cam there.
It's gotta be here somewhere. Where we gonna find this thing? I've never seen the boss like this before.
Well, maybe if he was so focused on trying to find birds, he wouldn't be so crazy right now. I thought it was a parrot,
Try to be reasonable with you, Drake. I try to be reasonable with you.
Yeah, Karosh has lost it.
Elena's blood is on your hands.
Great use of that first person again. Very modern video game cinematic. A really cool blend of the two worlds, guys.
Hey, Nate, come on. Get up.
Crack Shack. Crack Shack. 3 days shooting. All right. Wow, yeah. I guess with a fight scene, right? It's a little bit of a different animal having to do something like that. Hey, no worries, Paul. Happy you could make it here. We've still got some time, and we're gonna hang out a little bit after the movie too. So hang tight with us. And there's gonna be a link so you can check out this film in the link. And you don't want to miss this. If you're a fan of Uncharted or if you're a fan of fan films, you're not gonna want to miss this.
Come on, hey, you don't want to do this.
Creek Shake.
No, you don't.
I really do.
Hey, stop.
I really am not trying to be offensive with my terrible accent. I'm trying to do the best I can.
Your family dies first.
I dragged
You're
you
gonna
into
watch
this.
your
I
family
dragged
die
you into
first.
this. You take me. Look, I found the mold. The Oxus can't be far. Just let him go.
It's okay, Nate.
No, it's
Like the shaking. Chris has got some good like nervous shakes going on.
Whoa, no. Hey, come on, please, just take me.
Just tackle him, Nate. Just tackle him.
Okay, kid. Had a good one.
Sully, shut up, okay? I'm gonna get us out of this. Just stop.
I love you, kid.
Sully! Sully! No! Sully!
Ooh.
Sully! You okay?
You always have to have a lady watching your back, right, guys?
Who the hell was that?
Oh, sorry.
I like that. Yow.
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, cowboy, Sully said you're in trouble.
That's it. You called her and told her I was in trouble and she came to rescue me.
We both came to rescue you.
Yeah, the gunshot. You know, it's funny. The first handful of times I watched it, I didn't notice that, but I think yesterday or the other night when I watched it, I did notice. I was like, oh, that does look. I see a little something there.
I love you, Nate.
Hey, Sully, where are you going?
You two got a lot of making up to do. Besides, I gotta get some acupuncture. Thanks to you.
Just make sure to send me the bill you owe Fox.
Sure. As if you could afford it.
Checks in the mail. Now let's go make a
You would
baby.
never guess what we found in Buenos Aires.
Oh, really? Was the captain's coffin there?
Mm-hmm. Should have seen what was left inside.
Really?
I got pictures.
Gross. Of course you did.
And yeah, man, this shot here. You guys live in such a beautiful place. This is unreal.
Hey, you. So, just got off the phone with Sully.
Yeah? How's he doing?
You know, sore, but happy.
Great makeup on the scratches and stuff, like the aftermath. It's good shit. I like that.
You know, I thought I lost Sam once. When he came back, I swore that I'd be here for him. No matter what.
So did I. He's our family.
Just don't know how that monster could have taken him from me. He made that deal to protect me and he died for nothing.
Yeah, Sarah, it reminds me, you know, out here in the States,
He died protecting you.
you know,
His baby brother.
the East Coast kind of has this rocky look here in the United States, but on the West Coast, there's a spot called Cannon Beach. You know, most people know it from like the Goonies, you know, one of the bigger movies that was shot out there. But it's one of my favorite spots to just go visit. You know, Kate and I, even we had Thanksgiving out there with her parents, and we were just like, you know, one row of houses between us and the beach, and it's not as like rocky as that, but I totally feel you when you find that spot that's just right there on the ocean, and there's the fresh air and just like the peacefulness and the connection to nature. It's you know, that is when I feel like a hippy dippy for sure. And that's Chris's fiance Chloe, right? They're getting married pretty soon. I really love this too. Leaving the ring there. The ring on the necklace is kind of like a theme that runs through the film that I think I missed it the first few times. Yeah, that music coming in. Tyler, is this more work that you did? These like map shots here on the credits? Gorgeous. There he is, Tyler Adams. Heyo. Who's Chris Stanley? Yeah, Paul. I know you caught the very, very end of it, but there is a link in the description below, like I said, if you want to check out the film. And we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, what Lux Media is working on right now, you know, once the film wraps up here. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Paul. The music, man. Yeah, I'm trying to not drop every F-bomb, but music really sells what you're doing in a film. Allie, I'm so happy that you came over and checked it out. Yeah, I think what Lux Media is doing here is pretty damn impressive stuff. I'm really looking forward to what they've got cooked up for us. CLP Creative Studios. So is it Chris and Matt Vox? Is that right? Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I think one thing that I forgot to mention, I got kind of caught up in all the excitement of XSplit not really wanting to work with me and trying to play Never Hike Alone 2 again. Vaz, Chris and John Vaz, thank you for correcting me there, Daniello. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah, I want to make sure everyone gets the credit that they are due for sure. And so, yeah, guys, I think we've sort of started a new, without me even thinking about it, you know, outside of this, I think we've kind of started a new show on the channel. I think we're going to do a Fan Film Friday. So what I'd like to do with you guys is put out a poll for everyone of like which fan film you want to see next. I know we've got, you know, we're halfway to Halloween here at the end of the month. Allie, you actually brought that to my attention on Twitter. You had posted something about being halfway to Halloween. I've never thought about that or celebrated halfway to Halloween, although it's, you know, easily one of my favorite holidays, right? I love horror. I mean, it's a big part of what we do and cover here on the channel, and a big part of what I celebrate in my day-to-day life. So what I would love to do for halfway to Halloween is put out a little poll of Halloween fan films and let you guys pick which Halloween fan film we cover here on, that would actually be April 30th, which I think is a Tuesday. But yeah, before we get it to all of that, we got to throw our flowers to 88 Productions and Lux Media. Thank you so much for Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption, the fan film that we didn't know we needed, but that we're so happy to have. Absolutely. And so, guys, the people at Lux Media, I don't know why I said we. I think I just am searching for words here. Maybe it's the Lux Media is working on, if you missed the beginning of the stream, they're working on Gotham Noir, which is a look at a Batman film that takes place. I don't know if I got exact confirmation here. I would say somewhere in the 19 teens and the 20s, somewhere in there, to where we're looking at that Gotham by gaslight kind of thing, that early 1900s look, and most likely a more of a detective-driven Batman story. So right now, Lux Media doesn't currently have a crowdfunding page at the moment, but they are working on that. So what I'd like to do is just extend the offer to them. Whenever you guys are ready and you've got your crowdfunding ready to go, let me know. We'll jump on the channel here. We'll share that page. I'll let everyone know on my social media, because one of my favorite things, something we talk about a lot here on the channel, is, you know, in the spirit of lifting each other up, it's supporting independent artists, right? So I love going to a convention. That Jaws piece that I have right back here, bought it at a convention. Supporting a local artist, or I don't even know if he's local, but an independent artist that travels, you know, on these conventions and sells these amazing pieces that you can only get when you meet the person face to face, right? And similarly to that, it's supporting projects like Never Hike Alone, Dylan's New Nightmare, It's Me, Billy, Chapter 2, and coming up next will be Gotham Noir. So when that info drops, I'm going to share that with you guys. You all know I don't cover like a whole lot of movie news here. To me, it's sort of like, I feel like guys like Chris, he covers the movie news in such a great way. I'm not looking to step on someone's toes, but if there's something that I'm passionate about, especially, then I do want to cover it, right? So you've seen me, you know, covering like the Beetlejuice, you know, teaser trailer and stuff like that, or the Scream news. Like, I love the Scream franchise. So when I feel like I've got like a fire burning in me for something, like, I'm going to share it here. So we're going to follow the Gotham Noir journey, and we're going to let you guys know when you can get involved with the crowdfunding on that. I think it's so awesome to get involved with these. One of the big decisions I made in my life last year was to become an associate producer on It's Me, Billy, Chapter 2. And for me, like, relatively speaking, I'm not the wealthiest guy. It was one of those things where I'm like, well, this is kind of a big chunk of change for somebody like me. But I want to prove it to myself, and I want to take a leap of faith, and I want to make some changes in my life. And so I'm gonna go out there and kind of stick my neck out and support this group of artists. And I'm also going to use that as a way to motivate me to get more involved and just be part of the community, and not just be somebody that puts the money in, but also puts the time in. So, you know, when it comes time to raising money for Gotham Noir, I think it's a great opportunity, whether or not you just want to buy a copy of the film, digital or physical, or, you know, become more involved in a bigger capacity. Keep in mind what you guys just saw there with the Uncharted Oxus Redemption film. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniello and Sarah in the chat, but $7,000 to produce that film. And that's just absolutely incredible to me to think about that. Like, some people could take a couple months' salary and put it away and make a film for that amount of money, right? So, and it's not just about the money, it's about the talent and the passion of the people behind it. So, you know, I think we've got a unique opportunity here with Gotham Noir coming out to support them and to be a part of it. So, really encouraged. And man, the more I watch Uncharted, the Oxus Redemption, the more I love it. And one thing I learned about Daniello and Sarah, you know, when we were doing our interview, you can check out that interview in the link in the description below. A big thing for them, and we talked about this earlier today, Daniello, is making films that people want to go back and watch over and over. You know, like, everybody that was, like, you know, born in the 80s or 90s, you guys know what it was like to come home from school and just put that movie on again. Like, for me, the big movies for me, obviously I mentioned it earlier, Batman 89 was huge. Even when Aladdin came out, I would, like, come home from school, put it on and do all my homework, and just, like, you know, the kind of movie that you just want to grow up with. And That's an amazing kind of passion to have from filmmakers. And not only are these people talented and capable at what they do, but they're accessible, friendly, personable, and they come out and hang out with us when we're watching their movies and getting to experience it for the first time. So really, really cool here. I just want to catch up in the chat with everybody. Let's see here. Probably just under 7,000 is what Sarah's saying. That is wild. Like when you look at how good that film looks, right? So guys, seriously, go back and rewatch this film and think about it. Think about how great it looks and think about everything they learned while they were making it, right? And how they can take that knowledge, take the experience, take all the bumps in the road, the things that didn't go the way they wanted, all that kind of stuff that we all experience when we're doing creative projects or even just day-to-day work, right? You learn and you want to get better every day. So watch that film and think about how great this Gotham Noir picture can be. And I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys. I definitely don't want to make it uncomfortable for the team working on Gotham Noir, but I mean it in the most encouraging way. I see so much talent and so much accomplishment in Uncharted, but even greater potential for Gotham Noir. And how fitting too that, an IP like Batman has got a huge audience. Like Uncharted is a very popular video game series, but Batman, I mean, that's top 2, top 3 comic book characters of all time. I mean, if we're it's what? Batman, Superman, X-Men, I don't know, it's so keep an eye out for that. And, take one look at Chris Stanley and it's easy for it to scream Bruce Wayne to you right away. So let's see, let's catch up here. Tyler, who worked on the film, Tyler did the VFX for you guys if you came in late or missed his name in the credits. Tyler has been a longtime supporter of the channel and a subscriber for, we are fortunate to just be celebrating our 500 subs, which is awesome. Thank you to everyone. Tyler's been here for a really long time. Tyler's been jumping in the chats, interacted with him on other people's live chats and everything. And he says, I really admire the scope of the effort. I know that Lux Media and Chris are always going to top themselves. And that's another really important thing too, is creative people that are hungry to be more, to be better, to bite off maybe more than they can chew and figure out a way to not choke on it, right? Like it's like, that's what you want to see from artists. You don't want to see these phoned in, there's nothing wrong with a studio. I think studios can make great films, but a lot of times studios make decisions that may not be based around the benefit of the actual product. But when you have projects like this, that are a little smaller in budget and all that, you see that scope grow and you see the amount of care and attention to detail from the people creating it. It's inspiring stuff, people. Well, I thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out. Big thanks to Sarah and Daniello for kicking it with us for the whole time. I know Chris jumped in a couple times there too. That's amazing. The support that the channel has been finding. Last week we did Dylan's New Nightmare and Dave McCrae jumped in here. That was the first time Dave's jumped in on a live chat on the channel, at least that I know of. And Dave is one of the YouTubers that made me want to start doing what I'm doing here. So, just so encouraged by everyone in the community. It's been amazing. Yeah. So yeah, Daniello and Sarah, do you guys know when abouts you're going to be launching the Gotham Noir campaign, the crowdfunding? Let me know. I need a little bit of water there. Sorry guys, throat's getting a little dry. And my cheeks are pink. Thank you so much for hanging out, Allie. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. I want everyone to know here, we've got a brand new show debuting tomorrow. It's called Movie Punks. And my buddy Foz Rotten, who is out in West Virginia, Now, I met Foz when the channel had like 50 subs. So this is like my first month being a channel. And I don't know how he found a video, but he commented on a video. I went and watched a couple of his videos. We connected, and come to find out that Foz about 10 years ago had a channel that was humming along, and somebody hit him with a bunch of copyrights because of some of the things he was showing on his channel. So he kind of lost access to his channel for a really long time. And I think it sort of drained him of the energy and the drive to like keep going with YouTube. But we're bringing Foz back, everyone. Foz Rotten from West Virginia. We're bringing him in. Movie Punks. What we're going to do on Movie Punks is we're going to do a live stream chat, session with all you guys where we cover a film that to us has got something that's like a punk rock element, just like an edge to it, right? So coming up for its 30th anniversary is Night of the Demons 2. The 30th anniversary is April 15th. So tomorrow on April 13th, which is fittingly enough the 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th, the final chapter. So maybe we'll sprinkle in a little love for one of the greatest entries in the slasher subgenre of horror film of all time. There's no way we can skate past it, but we didn't want to go for the obvious with Movie Punks. We wanted to go with something a little more off kilter. So we're doing Night of the Demons 2. I'm super pumped to cover that with Foz. And that's going to be a show where every month we dive into another movie. So what we're trying to do here at the channel is working in, some shows that rotate through monthly. So every week you're going to get a new show, and every month you're going to get a new edition of that show. So Foz and I have some other things planned. We're going to cover Dawn of the Dead in May because it's coming up on 45 years of life here. So we're going to celebrate that as well. And of course, we're going to keep this going with Fan Film Friday. So I'll put a poll up for the Halfway to Halloween and let you guys pick which Michael Myers Halloween themed fan film to cover on that show. And let me just bump in here. So the start of May, Lux Media is going to do a Gotham Noir crowdfunding campaign. That's awesome. What I'd like to do, Daniello, and we don't have to discuss this all on the chat here, but while I have you here, and we don't have to do it wouldn't be like a full interview like we did before, but if you and Sarah are available towards the beginning of that campaign, if you do want to hop on live or if you just want to shoot something pre-recorded, I'd love to do everything I could do to help. So obviously I'm going to talk about it on socials and all that, but like I've said in our DMs, whatever role I can play in being a part of what you guys have going, if you feel like there's a spot for me, I'd love to be involved and help this be as best as it can be, and help each production get better and better as you guys go, because I truly believe in what you guys do, and I think it's special for people as talented and passionate as you guys are to also be as accessible, as friendly, and of the people. So let's get something cooking. And yeah, guys, we'll be back tomorrow during the day. Just a little of personal life business. Kate and we're going to the Polish Fest out here in Phoenix. Kate is of Polish descent, and so that's really fun. The food is great. The music's great. They've got some tasty beer and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're going to go out with some family and friends to the Polish Fest. And then I'll be hopping on later for the first episode of Movie Punks with Foz Rotten. So yeah, we'll be sharing that on socials. Please check out my Twitter, my Insta, and Letterboxd. I'm not as in on yet. I'm still kind of old school there. We got Kate busting in on the whole thing right here. So why don't you come on back if you're opening up the door? Let's go.
Hi, friends.
So we've got Kate has entered the building, everyone. Kate, meet Sarah. Well, you know Tyler.
I know Tyler. What's up, Tyler?
And, of course, Daniello.
Oh, hey. Yeah, we just rewatched last night.
or 2 nights ago, something like that.
It wasn't last night? Oh,
I don't
Lord.
even know.
It's been a week.
The week has been wild, people, like I said. And yeah, my cheeks are all pink because I'm enjoying a little bit of wild turkey here.
I wondered what you were having in there.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do Movie Punks tomorrow. On Sunday, I'm going to do my 500 subscriber celebration with all of you guys for being so great to the channel and supporting us. We're going to cover some news and all that kind of fun stuff too. Movie Date with Davey and Kate is coming back on Saturday, 4/20, because we're both big time stoners.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to watch Grandma's Boy, which if you haven't seen Grandma's Boy, what are you doing?
It's always on in the Death Ray household.
And we're going to watch it on Hulu. So if you have it, or if you have Hulu, you can watch along with us. So of course we can't show it on the screen or anything like that. Robert the Wolfman. Ow, ow, ow! Yeah, so we'll do Movie Date with Davey and Kate. Grandma's Boy, the next actual episode of Movie Date, Davey and Kate's going to be Friday the 13th, part 2, so you don't want to miss that one.
Out over on the poll. That one won.
It destroyed.
Even though I really want to talk about 10 Things I Hate About You, which came in second.
We'll do 10 things. We'll do 10 things. And I'm heartbroken and maybe taken a little personally that Fletch got like 2 votes. Fletch is like, if you guys haven't seen Fletch, it's quite possibly the greatest comedy of all time. Like I seriously mean that. One of the most, Daniello, in the spirit of what you and Sarah talk about, and I have no doubt that you guys are both fans of Fletch, but talk about a movie with rewatchability. Yeah, Fletch is the comedy that's so rewatchable because Chevy's got all these little subtle, like he's got grandiose comedy, but he's also got subtle, quick comedy that he sneaks in there. Like a boxer that hits you with an uppercut and then like gets those body shots in between, you know?
Tyler, you voted for 10 things. We'll do 10 things.
We will, yeah.
We will still do it. That is probably
what we're probably going to do.
My favorite all time.
I think what we'll do with the polls is the first place will be the next video. Second place will be the next video. Yeah. And the 2 losers, they will be put in the next poll. So we want to keep those things rotating through because the whole idea with Movie Date with Davey and Kate is that they're movies that we're both familiar with. So even though there might be a movie that, you know, like RoboCop that would be great to cover, Kate needs to watch RoboCop like probably 4 or 5 more times and then we'll cover it. So that's down the road.
Yeah, just because you're from Detroit doesn't mean you've seen it and have it memorized. I mean, I've seen it a few times, but I need to watch it.
But just because she's from Detroit, she's bad as fuck. So look out, you know, don't cross her. It's true what they say about people from Detroit. And then, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of collaborations coming. I'm going to be doing a top 10 zombie movies with Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards. So can't wait to collaborate with a Scotsman that I've been watching for years on YouTube. It's unbelievable to be having these interactions and having people reach out and want to, you know, work on something together. So really cool. The channel only has 400 subs, guys, but we are worldwide. It's wild to think about that. 500. Sorry, 500 subs. What did I say?
It's that wild turkey. Before you said
400, 500. ¿Cuál es la diferencia, right? And then we've got, I'll be doing an Indiana Jones retrospective with Chris Snyder over at Movie Misfits at the beginning of May. So whole bunch of stuff popping off here. Really appreciate you guys coming by. And yeah, I guess we're at about an hour and a half here. So I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Thank you so much. Check out the links in the description below so you can watch the Uncharted film if you haven't watched it by itself. Please go over there, give them a view, give them a like, subscribe to the Lux Media channel, of course. I included Chris Stanley's channel information as well, just in case you're not subbed to him. But if you're subbed to me and you're not subbed to him, I don't know how that happened. And then, of course, we'll follow you guys, or follow everything up with Gotham Noir news as they get their crowdfunding campaign going here in just a few weeks. So yeah, Kate, do you have anything else you want to say?
Have a beautiful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Until next time, I've been and will continue to be Davey Deathray. Take care.